mostly a functionless attention grabber for the back of the laptop. Asus did have it set up with a mock DJ station, not fit for a proper DJ like our friend DJ Rain, surely. But the point was to illustrate that you could map the LEDs to say things like glowing when the music waveforms peak differently via software. So that's all configurable through software. For charging, the notebook we looked at had power-hungry parts in it, and 1660 Ti or 2060 RTX card for the GPU solutions, and then again CPU 4800H was the one we saw. It included a 180 watt power brick in a really small form factor. Unfortunately, we didn't get measurements on that, but we've got some B-roll shots that should give perspective. Alternatively, USB Type-C charging is available up to 65 watts, which is not sufficient if you're going to play higher end games on it. But where we would see that value is, for example, you're on a plane to Taiwan from the US, and then you're dealing with limited power output afforded to you by the plane. So for travelers, it makes a lot of sense. 65 watts is enough to keep it going, even charge a little bit if you're doing something like word processing or web browsing, and that's about it. So that's useful in those instances, but otherwise 180 watt brick with it. And other CPUs included can run lower power. The Asus options will have a 6 core and a 12 thread CPU. AMD also has a 4 core 4 thread. This might have been an error, but at Asus we were told that they would have a 4 core 8 thread. Not presently aware if that's a configuration that can exist, but that's what, I don't know, it sounds like 6 and 12, 8 and 16, and then maybe 4 and 4 is really the answer. Memory will be taken care of by a soldered 16 gigabyte solution, but there's also going to be a DIMM, at least one DIMM slot from our understanding, available for expansion. The soldered solution is dual channel, so that would actually be pretty relevant for this, especially the APU aspect. If you're using the APU that does have integrated GPU in it, the included memory is 3200 megahertz, unspecified timings for that, and we weren't allowed to take the demo unit apart, unfortunately, but there are two small vents at the top towards the screen, and then on the underside, really small ventilation, but low power parts, and I have no idea what the cooling solution is under it because Asus wouldn't show us or tell us, which is a bit annoying since that's the point of being at a trade show, but I guess we'll look at that later. Beyond that, we couldn't get any information on the cooling solution. For the display, there's a few options. They're all 14-inch. There's a 1080p option that is up to 120 hertz. Both displays are Pantone validated. They are less focused on gaming and more focused on color accuracy, which is probably more appropriate for professional market. They are FreeSync enabled.